Lady Ada, what is this?
Hey everybody, and welcome to your favorite half an hour on the internet. That's right, it's time for Show and Tell.
Right.
Me, Lady Ada, with me, Mr. Lady Ada. Behind us, the Ada Food Factory, where we do all of our manufacturing of electronic goodies. But for the next 25 minutes or so, we're going to check in with people from the Ada Food community and beyond, Digikey community as well. See what they're up to, see what they're coding, crafting, 3D printing after this nice long weekend. Let's check in to start with Kevin.
Hello, Kevin. How are things in Digikey land?
They are good. I hope everybody had a safe and happy 4th of July.
Yes. I got all my fingers.
I do too, all 10 of them. So this week, I was lucky enough to get a Macropad, which this little guy is a lot of fun. I've been having some fun with it today.
Yeah.
So one thing that I did is I'm crazy about keyboard shortcuts. So this thing is perfect for that. And it's set up for Safari, which I have a Mac, or I use SketchUp for 3D printing a lot. So I have it set up in SketchUp here. Can you share my screen?
Yeah, let me find it over here.
It's that weird looking one with all the DKs.
Yeah, it looks like Digikey exploded all over the place.
Yeah, so when I made my sign that's buried behind me, these are all the files from it. But when I'm in SketchUp, if I want to just orbit around, I just push the orbit button. I can orbit around. If I want to erase, just click the erase button. And I can erase whatever I want. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Let's undo it. There, just undo. So this thing is so cool for doing that. And if I want to switch over, if I go into Safari, I can just switch my little dial pad to Safari and start opening new tabs or go back or toggle between tabs or whatever it is. But this thing is cool. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to spending more time with it. There is a button you can push.
Just came out, so you can check those out and get inspired. Also, we're going to be writing a CircuitPython library to make it even easier. But we wanted to get started with some beginner guides too.
Yeah, and it's super easy to use. CircuitPython, you guys have done an incredible job with this, and once again, another great product from Adafruit, and I'm looking forward to playing around more with it.
Some folks says it looks like Ziggy from Quantum Leap, which is this little handheld computer, which I agree with. And then the other thing that we were just talking about before we went live is what we're seeing is a lot of people are getting back into making, or this is their first time that they've started to make stuff. And keyboards or Macropads or something that goes on their desk that's useful, that has utility, seems to be the first toe dipping. It's like, I built a keyboard and then I learned a little bit of programming. And so we think that this is going to be a good way to get folks into learning more and doing more.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's so many uses for this. Like even somebody that has as simple as a keyboard but doesn't have the number pad on the side, you can program this to be your number pad if you wanted.
Yeah, every app requires you to memorize so many key commands to really use it well. So we're thinking this is going to be a good use for that.
It could be a pretty simple password generator too, or not generator, but enter your password for Apple, hit this button. Enter your password for Google. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Kevin. Send all of our regards to everyone at Digikey. Somebody said hi.
I absolutely will. You guys take care. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Scott, you make CircuitPython, and some of your creations are on the show and tell. You're working on something else this week.
Yeah, so I showed this off on my stream last week before I took off to go to the Oregon coast, which was great. This is a mirror of Chrome that is on my Android here that I have on my desk. So what you're seeing is just the web page. And then I also have a Feather Bluefruit sitting next to it. And if I hit connect to Bluetooth devices, I should connect to it. And then I can hit this bond button and it should load the code.py. So what we have here is we've opened, my mouse is unhappy, opened code.py. And one thing I thought was really cool when I was doing this is I'm actually programming with emoji, which is kind of wild. So when everything moved up, that's because the keyboard is actually showing on the screen.
Yeah.
But in this third line here, I'm assigning the ta-da emoji to the smiley face emoji. So what I can do is I can delete that and pick another emoji, say like 100%. And then what that does is that automatically sends it to the device. And then if I do a quick screen share switch. So I haven't gotten the serial connection up yet, but if I switch to sharing this is the USB serial link, we can see that I have a 10 by 10 grid of 100% that are from that device. So we have BLE file transfer from web Bluetooth on Chrome, on Android working. And this week, end of this week and next week, we'll be trying to get the serial link in the browser as well. So you'll be able to see it all there and program from your phone, which will be really cool.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Scott. And doing a deep dive this week?
I am doing a deep dive, and I'm also doing a podcast recording tomorrow afternoon. I'll drop it in the Discord. But Damien and I are co-guesting on Talk Python with me with Michael Kennedy. So that's live stream as we do it. So it's 4:20 p.m. Pacific, kind of late in the day for East Coasters, but that's because Damien's in Australia. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation. That should be really cool.
And it's available later. We'll post it up on our site.
Yep.
But great timing because we just started to catch up with Macropython mainline, and
the great merge just happened. So
yeah, Michael had seen that, so he was like, "It sounds like things are happening," and then we got Damien to join it too, which was really exciting.
So for everyone out there, if you're interested on what is more than just a trend, it's scripting languages on microcontrollers. Both Damien and Scott are at the center of it. So check that out tomorrow, and then deep dive on Friday, and maybe you'll see some more surprises. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have the serial stuff done. But right now I got to get caught up.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much, Scott.
Cool.
Next up, Chipler.
Hello. So a couple weeks ago, Lamar said, well, why don't you make a calculator? So I went off and dutifully started making a printed circuit board with KeyCAD. But the parts arrived and I put it together. So if I can just switch my camera here. Let's see, this guy. Here is the calculator running.
Ooh.
And I went ahead and 3D printed an enclosure and 3D printed these keycaps with a nice little sculpted. This is hard to get the image where I want it.
Oh, that's nice.
Sculpted shape on the keys. So those are 3D printable on my Prusa and hopefully other printers. Does basic 5 plus 6 plus 7 equals 18.0. So I'm having a lot of fun with this, and we're going to put the design files and a tutorial and explanations all up on the Learn system real soon. So, and thanks to everybody who has been seeing this as it goes along and giving me positive feedback, because that has been really fun on the Discord, hearing from people who think it's a fun project. So if you didn't get a Macropad, look for this guide. You'll be able to order your own printed circuit boards and 3D print the stuff and put the code. And of course, you can use it for all those other purposes like Macropad, but the focus of this is doing a simple calculator.
Yeah, we might do a Macropad that's also a larger, 4x5. Like we want to start with 3x5, 3x4.
3x4.
Yeah, it would be cool. We could have like a keyboard Macropad, a calculator keyboard macro. So many keys.
Yeah, I'm thinking this may be called a claculator because the keys do make a lot of noise.
Calculator work.
It's the claculator.
Okay, good work.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeff.
All right. See you.
Next up, Melissa.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hello.
I have this little project here. It's just a bundle of wires right now, but it basically will detect cats with this camera and then move this little servo here if it detects a cat. And let me show you, I have an iPad here with the picture of my cats on the counter. And so
Okay, I look like you're tricking it with the photo.
right now it's showing multiple cats, and so it's like, oh, hold on.
That's fine. Alert, multiple cats here.
Okay, so if I show there's no cats here, and then I let me zoom in on one cat, it'll start by shaking it a little bit.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't scare the cat after about 3, then it'll just kind of start going a lot crazier.
Come on, cat.
And you're going to attach your keys to that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be hooking up to like this servo here. I think these keys are too heavy, but I need to like adjust the parameters. And
We determined that cats know that keys means
They don't like
get
keys,
off,
right?
Like, get off the counter.
Exactly. Yeah. If I just went and shook these keys, my cats would go running.
All
All right. Well, you've replaced yourself with a shell script. Good work.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks so much, Melissa.
Thanks.
JP, what you got going on?
Hey, so I've also got a cool Macropad project that I wanted to show, and this is our Macropad with a connection to this laptop here, which is running Ableton Live, which is a really popular piece of music software that launches clips. It can launch MIDI clips, it can launch audio clips, effects, and things like that. And it's often played with a grid controller. So I've set it up so that I can launch the clips from this Macropad. And the cool thing is that the lighting actually matches the color coding of the clips here, and it'll even update itself as I play. So you'll see it tends to turn or it does turn the clip I'm playing green. So I'll bring in drums here. These are all on this column. These are all different drums. And then I can bring in bass. And then I can bring in a synth line. And you'll see both on the screen and with the LED colors, I'm updating to stay in sync with what's going on over in live. We can play a whole scene just by pressing them all, and it'll keep them all in sync. It quantizes them. We can also mute individual lines. And I've got one CC knob hooked up here so I can send controller changes, and I'm using that for filter sweeps.
Yeah.
This is a cool little banner box.
The musical stylings of JP.
And there we go. And then it ends it all. So I'm really excited about this project because it actually uses MIDI for almost everything. It's sending MIDI to live, but live sends MIDI back to tell this thing how to light up. So thanks to the sort of existing ecosystem of controllers, particularly Novation Launchpad controllers, Ableton is already set up to tell some other device what to do. And rather than reinventing the wheel and coming up with some other protocol, it just says, what the heck, we'll bastardize MIDI, everyone does it, and we'll send things. So if it sends me a MIDI note number on a particular channel at a particular velocity, that tells one of these buttons what color to light up. So
That's
it's
cool.
really, really neat, really fascinating the way it's working. I've been really excited to work on this, and I'm going to do a deep dive into it on my show tomorrow, show you those MIDI messages and how it all works. Because
We got those keycaps that you asked me to stock, so now you
I got these keycaps. Look at their beauties.
They do look really good there. Yeah, they're
Those are
not,
nice.
they're not inexpensive, but
They're not. That's like,
But you'll have them for life.
they look great.
but they look great, and it's a welcome change from usually when you're doing this stuff and you're in the dark and you've got like a glowing launch pad over here. It's a look, but this is definitely sort of a subtler cyberpunk. It kind of is, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll be showing
RP 2040.
We'll be showing your videos and previews tonight on Ask an Engineer, and then you have your show tomorrow.
Awesome. Come on by. Thanks,
All
everyone.
right, thanks
Thanks so much, JP.
Okay.
Hey, your dragon, what you got going on?
Oh, hi there. Well, Kevin kind of already showed the thing I was going to show, but I am not bitter because that guide just went live this morning, and one of the things I mentioned in there is that it's easy to create new key sets, and that's exactly what he did. So, that's just
Validation.
Yeah. So anyway, also if you're using this thing, if you don't want to get in there and edit code and stuff, one of the things is that those configurations can be shared really easily. Like in the forums, you just attach a file and people can just drag that file onto theirs and start using it right away. You don't have to edit anything.
Yeah.
But it's the standard, hotkeys type of application here. No surprises. So go check out the guide. And also by pressing down a special key, it opens a new window for Digikey.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, this is I really like the simplicity of the user interface, but it's really effective. And you were using a JSON layout that you saw in other projects.
I'm actually not using JSON. It's a little CircuitPython dictionary, just
yeah,
elements. It turned out being way simpler to do it that way, and so I ran with it.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, this looks great, and I love using the rotary encoder to select the overlays, right? The layers. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, Safari, Photoshop, Illustrator. All right,
All right.
this is. I hope
Yeah,
this
that's a
is
start, but
good.
I figure we'll be dropping more and more in there, and
Yeah.
like I said, people can share theirs in the forum as.
Ooh, I like the private window button. That's such a good idea because I'm always like right click, menu down, menu. You get a private window. You should just
Yep.
button.
Because you want to read that article on Wall
Yeah,
Street
you've run out of
Journal.
your credits.
Yep.
All right, well, great job. It sounds like Kevin's a big fan, so you already have one beta tester with success.
Excellent.
All
All
right,
right.
thanks, Phil. Good work on this,
Great.
guy.
All right, next up, we're going to go to Michael, then Gary, then Stewart. Michael, what you got going on this week?
Hi, are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I finally was able to finish version 2 of my satellite phone. The hardware, the software is not done quite yet. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It has a sleep wake button.
Oh, that looks cool.
And then you'll be able to use the WAS and G keys to kind of navigate through the software.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like this weird wedge shaped design
I like the
thing.
wedge.
And then it has the, because it's using the Rockblock modem,
Yeah.
I have the external antenna port too, which is helpful for many situations. And then it has the, it's all powered by the Qt Py, the first version. And then I have a like the LiPo backpack charging circuit in there too, so it can all use just that one USB-C,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. And then the batteries on the lower half. And these are this is like the 3D prints of it, so everything is surrounded by this core. I don't have the support material off on this, but it's just to kind of showcase kind of how everything is organized. And then this would slide in like so.
That's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
This is excellent. We were before the show. We were talking about all the things that you could start to build. So start with like a ruler that has like CircuitPython on or whatever, and then we have this Macropad that you just saw, and then we have a calculator we're working on. We're going to have a digital camera, and then we also want to do a cell phone because a lot of these things are so far away from understanding how they work for most folks. And I like that you reimagined the shape of a phone too. Like this has all the neat things. Like you can build a phone. It doesn't have to just look like a square rectangle.
Yeah, and I'm planning on making a tutorial once I get the software more like polished to make it more user friendly. But eventually I'll probably make like a YouTube tutorial or something on how to make it. It was quite the journey. So
yeah. All right.
Thank you. Really nice, well polished. Good job, Michael.
Good work. Keep coming back, and I'm looking forward to texting you from a satellite.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Next up, Gary, and then we'll go to Stewart. Gary, what you got going on this week?
Hey, Gary.
Hey guys. Hi, Gary in Australia. Just saying hello.
Hello.
I made a cool little 3D project. It's a Tron Legacy display base. And what's a bit of 3D printing without some electronic magic. So added in some lighting to it as well.
Oh,
that's cool. That's the data disk that you get assigned when you get put on the grid, right?
And just turns on, and I got a little capacitive touch on the side when the effect runs through.
That's nice.
And just not taking up much time. And just switching through the different light effects.
Yeah.
Oh, evil.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's something, and I'll add a link to. I've uploaded the files to Prusa, so I'll share them with the rest of the guys. So if you guys are keen to build something cool with a multi-material extrusion, go for it.
Yeah, good work. I think a lot of folks are looking to make something that has like see-through light up stuff, and that's a really good. It's a really good example.
Translucent. Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks professionally injection molded. So good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, Stewart, play us out.
Hi.
Stewart.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So my son is involved, participates in a foundation, a leadership. They teach leadership and they get involved in projects and things like that, and also learn coding. So he and I decided to make something for the director to show appreciation. So it's laser printed.
Oh, wow.
And what we did was we got a piece of wood from a store, and we sanded it and spray painted it. And then we put like a clear coat on there, like a car clear coat. That's why it's so shiny. So in the back, we have a Qt Py battery, the charger, and a switch. So once you turn it on, it displays a message at the bottom. So when you touch this right here, it displays the message. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see it.
neat.
It says, I can't read. Can you say what the text says? It says,
It's a thank you message,
Okay.
actually.
yeah, it's just the text is really small. My eyes are
That's
so
cool.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
All
All right,
right.
so you're gonna give
I don't
that?
want to mark it up.
Yeah. When does this gift get given?
We're going to probably hook up with her probably sometime this week or next week whenever she has time to give it to her.
That's awesome.
Gotcha. So normally the students get the awards, but now the table has been turned.
Yeah, just teach them how to show appreciation.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
It's way better than just giving an apple to the teacher. I think they used to do that. This is like an electronic thing that you'll have for a really long time, and it'll be on the wall. But what have my students made with the code that I taught them?
It's also good
Exactly.
showing
Yeah.
that the teacher, like, yeah, we learned something. We were able to build this, and,
Yeah.
and you know, we were able to finish a project. Being able to finish something is like the hardest thing to teach. So she must have done a good job.
Yeah. How did your kid do? Grade was good for this course?
Oh, yeah, he's still involved in it. So
Yeah.
They're building an app, with 2 other kids. They're building an app together over the summer.
This award might help, make the grade go up even more. We'll see. All right.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Stuart.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
Congratulations.
All right, that is our show, everybody. We're about to set up for Ask an Engineer. Thank you so much for making this the best half an hour of our week every single week. The longest running, biggest show and tell every single week online at
It's
Adafruit.
here.
Yeah, it's here.
All right, we'll see y'all in about 7 minutes when we're back for Ask Engineer
Yep.
at 8 o'clock.
All right, see y'all next week.
Come by, get a sandwich.
Bye-bye.
Turn.